What if I told you you can run AI models like ChatGPT or Gemini without paying a single cent and without the internet? Yeah, that's right. Most people don't realize this, but you can actually run these AI models on your local machine or your personal laptop. No more subscriptions, no more API keys, and no more of you have reached your usage limit. It's just you and your laptop struggling for its life. In this video, I'll be introducing you to two tools, Ollama and LM Studio. Let's check it out. First up, we have LM Studio. Here you can see that you can download LM Studio for your Windows laptop or your Mac from lmstudio.ai. You also get the list of models that are supported. So whenever a new company releases their latest model, it obviously gets uploaded and then you can download it via LM Studio. Here you see the models having different capabilities. So models which have tools. Tools can be connection to apps or even arithmetic tools. Also, you have models that support reasoning and models that support image inputs. So the model has to be multimodal. It should not only accept text input, but it should also be able to read images, which let's say even ChatGPT does. As long as your model has all these capabilities, that means it's a good model. Obviously, you have different models, Gamma, which is the latest model from Google. Then you got models from NVIDIA, you got Quen. You also see that there are different numbers, which is 5.1 billion or 7.9 billion, which are the number of parameters which these models are trained on. The higher number of parameters, the bigger size of the model. That is how it is. More size, more RAM, more the model is efficient, and lesser the number of parameters, it is more suited for edge devices, like more suited to run on your mobile, for example. Once you sign in and download LM Studio, you can start chatting with different models. Here it asks me to pick a model because I have not downloaded any model. You can go into this tab and then you get a whole lot of options about all the models that are available. You get Gamma, you get Ministral, you also get Queen, GPT, DeepSeek, whatever you want. And also you get few of the information about like Gamma 4 billion parameter, the size is 3.03 GB. You also get that, okay, it's state of the art image plus text input model. So you can work with text as well as images, and it is built on the same architecture which is used for Gemini's Pro models. So we can just download it. It will take some time and let's see how it performs. Here you can see that it has only image input option. So the model does not have the tool capability or the advanced reasoning capability. So you need to do a little bit of your own research to know which model is best suited for your needs. Probably if you are into coding and more technical side, then you need something which has tools, and images is something which is not that important in that case. But you need to be aware about which model you want to use depending on your use case, and then filter out those models so that you have the best suited capabilities for your own task. So the model has been downloaded, and let's say load model, and you can use it in a new chat. It will take some time. Okay, so the model is ready and it says that it has even vision capabilities. But let us start with a very simple question. So it says that it is Gamma model and it has been developed by Google DeepMind. Let us start with a simple coding question. So that's pretty quick. It has done its job. And it also gives you, let's say, an example with input. Not bad. Obviously, this is sort of like a very simple question, but you get the idea what we are trying to achieve. It also gives you a big explanation as well about how it works. And the crucial thing is that I am not using any service, or this is not a subscription-based model. Let us try by switching off the internet, for instance. So the Wi-Fi is off, and let's say if the model still works. Okay, so you see that it does work even without the internet. So that's also an added advantage. So it's not like you always need to be connected. Even if you do not have access to the internet, you get this model working, which is a big win in itself. Okay, but you might want to ask, Ronak, what's the use? Why do I need to download something and run locally on my machine when I can do it on the website? Well, there are two reasons. One, obviously, there is no cost involved. So you get the app for free and you can download the model, which is open source. So that's also free. Second is privacy, which is more important. You won't be sending any data to any of these companies because the model is locally hosted or it is there locally on your machine. The data stays inside your laptop. And that's a pretty big advantage. None of your images, none of your PDFs, be it resume or even finances, invoices, nothing is sent to any big companies. Everything stays on your laptop and everything is restricted when it comes to privacy. So that's a pretty big advantage. Now back to the video. Similarly, there is another tool called Ollama. You can download the UI or the Ollama app from Google. Also, you get the option of the listings of all the models. Here you have cloud models, embedding models, vision tools similar to what we saw with LM Studio. In this case, we have the embedding model as well. Embeddings are basically the first step when you convert the text into vectors or embeddings which a computer can decode. So it's a step which every natural language processing or every LLM chatbot uses. Here also you get the tools and then you get different options of all these models. Let's see once when our UI is downloaded how that looks and how we can go about by downloading a model and chatting with it. This is how the UI of Ollama looks like. It's very simple and it's very basic. One additional note is that you can even run Ollama based services from your terminal as well. So for example, if you're using Visual Studio Code, you can install the Ollama extension and then run or download Ollama models via the terminal as well. But UI is something which is sort of simple, pretty accessible and easy to understand for the majority. Here, Llama 2 I had already downloaded, so I can chat with that. But for this video, let us download, let's say Quen, for example. We'll just download the 4 billion parameter one. That's fine. Okay, so it has already loaded. Here, additional thing is that you also get options of cloud-based models. So GPT-OSS, which is from OpenAI, even DeepSeek from China. You have different options. So like I said, it's upon your own use case. If you feel that a certain model is better suited for your own use case, then you can download that and start working with it. Let us ask this model. Okay, so now it has started downloading. In case of LM Studio, it already did. So it loaded the model before we started chatting with it. Ollama has a different approach. Here, in case of Ollama and with this Quen model, you can even see that it is showing you the chain of thought. So like I said, depending on the tools as well as the capabilities each model has, it's going to toggle and answer differently. So here it took about like 14 seconds and gave us the answer. Obviously, if this model did not have the thinking capability, the answer would be quicker. But depending on what you want, you can choose different models. You also get the option of adding files. So naturally, Quen also has the capabilities to understand text files, PDF files, or even images. So it has the vision capabilities as well. And you also get this internet symbol. So that means that it has access to the internet, which is very good. But again, these are dependent on what features or what capabilities the model already has. So Quen in this case has the ability to search the internet. So it will have real-time information. Let's check that. So technically, it should not give me the answer because it's still going on, but let's see if it can understand. So it says that let me check the tools provided, and that is something really good. Okay, so it is absolutely correct with the answer. If you saw, while it was showing us the chain of thought, it showed that I need to go about with the tools that I have access to. So obviously this model has access to the web tool or the web search tool, and that is why it is able to pull out that information. Similarly, let's see what if we ask the same question to Gemma in LM Studio, which does not have the web search tool. Let us see how it does. Okay, so if you see the answer, it says as of today, November 1st. So that means that this model that we downloaded, the Gemma 3.4 billion, which is obviously not the latest model from Google, is only trained up until November 1st. So it does say that it has not happened yet, and then just gives us some historical data about who has won the IPL. But you can see that it is not able to get real-time information. That means it is only limited up until November 1st. So all the information after November 1st, it does not have access to. So it doesn't have the web search tool as well. So that's something you need to keep in mind when you download these models. And obviously, the coding questions or even asking it to explain certain concepts, those things which are not the latest information or the latest topics, those will be answered by almost all models. So it's up to you to decide which model you want. All right, so that was Ollama and LM Studio. You obviously can download models and play with it. Hope you guys learned something new. And if your laptop survives this, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.